I'm Josh.
And I'm John.
We're with Snohomish County Strength right here in downtown Everett.
Welcome to the Squat Box Sessions, where we answer all your questions on everything strength and fitness, straight from the Pacific Northwest.
Let's get right to it. First question, John. You ready for this? This is Jenny from Snohomish, Washington.
Hi, Jenny.
Her question says, which is better for your body and why? Yoga or Pilates?
False. Next question.
Okay, next question. Second question is Brittany from Linwood, Washington. She says, I've been working out for a while, but I've stopped getting stronger. What's happening?
It's a great question, Brittany. This is Brittany, right?
Oh, yeah.
This is a pretty common question, actually, I get. And unfortunately, it becomes such an issue for people that they stop training altogether. And I'm going to make this as simple as I possibly can because I like to keep things simple.
Simple's good.
So the 3 steps to building strength is number 1, you got to do something, right? I know it sounds silly, but most people, they go from doing nothing, and you're obviously not going to build strength doing nothing. So the first thing is they need to do something. The next step is they need to do that something more than once. They need to do it again. So they need to be consistent, okay? And this is the one that most people have down. In fact, Brittany, I'm pretty sure that you started doing something. You started working out, whether it was going to classes or you got a membership at your local Y, or, I don't know, you started working out with some of your friends in your garage. Either way, you started doing something. The next part of that is you started doing it consistently. Maybe you did it twice a week. Maybe you did it every day. Doesn't matter. You kept doing it pretty often. And you saw some results initially, I'm guessing, based on that question, but you're just not seeing them anymore. And this can happen after a month. This can happen after a year. It's pretty common. The third component to this that a lot of people tend to miss is after doing something and doing something consistent is you need to actually do more of that something or make that something more challenging or more difficult than you started out being. A great example is we come to the gym, let's say we're doing squats. Doesn't matter what you're using, let's say we're doing squats with a kettlebell. Okay? Over time, we need to make that squat more difficult. And there's many ways we can do this. Most people tend to think of, hey, let's add some more weight to that kettlebell, or let's grab a heavier kettlebell. But that's not always the case. You can add more sets. You know, we have sets that are composed of repetitions, okay? Most people do something like 3 sets of 10. And to make that more challenging, without adding weight, we could do 4 sets of 10. Or we could do 3 sets of 12. Or 3 sets of 14, or whatever you want it to be. And then you can start adding weight. The key is you're trying to do more. And there's dozens of ways you can make something more difficult. It's not always more weight. But I think, Brittany, that is your key, is trying to make that something more difficult. And you don't have to do the same movements all the time either. And you don't have to do a movement that actually has weight. Things like body weight, like push-ups, you can make those more difficult. I'm not going to go into the weeds on it, but I think that's what's going to help you out the most, Brittany.
All right, third question. You ready for this? This is from Josh here in downtown Everett.
Cool.
No shoes today, John?
Man, I just like being comfortable, and I like the feel of this turf in between my toes. Because it's always raining out here. Something we're not strangers to out in the Pacific Northwest.
That's true. All right, well, thank you. I appreciate you answering my question right here. So if you have a question, hit us up at info@snocostrength.com, and maybe you'll see your question featured here on the next video. Thanks for tuning in.
Take care, guys. Peace.